This is Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Deluxe Class Kickback. The figure is part of the third wave of Deluxe Class figures from the Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron toy line. And folks, lots of expectations with with this figure. And when I saw pictures of this one, I was like really excited to get one. And after opening him up, the figure did not disappoint. It is an awesome figure. Robot mode, off the bat, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. The alt mode will be given a 9 out of 10. Overall, he still gets a 9.5, 10 out of 10 for me. Before we begin, contain the excitement a little bit. Here is a quick look at the packaging. Fantastic artwork on this one. I'm hoping for a Transformers Prime Insecticon, but we'll see. And what's interesting is now that they've made Kickback, the question is, are they going to retool this mold and repaint it into Shrapnel and Bombshell? I don't really care who does it, if Takara does it or Hasbro does it, as long as one of them does it. I am just really impressed with the design and engineering that has gone through this mold. Transformation is a little bit tricky, and the alt mode is a little bit lacking in some pieces, but overall, it's a brilliant figure. Let's start with a little bit of a comparison. Let me remove the weapon. He comes with this crossbow of sorts, and there's this like a friction missile. It's not really spring loaded. You generate enough potential energy when you squeeze the disc in, and then you release kinetic energy by pushing the disc out. Right. Pretty interesting. These two pieces are detachable. They form the wings in alt mode, obviously, and they actually act as swords. Pretty decent swords for Kickback. Lighting, please. Size comparison. Here he is with a Shockwave, and he's not that small. With all the kibble, and I mean, yes, the scale is similar. I mean, it's been shrunk down as a deluxe class figure, but with all the insect parts going on and all, he seems to be a little bigger than Shockwave. And I'm just very glad that Hasbro has invested a lot more plastic in this particular figure. So, that's the weapons. You can take them out. Articulation. It's got a ball jointed neck, no chest or waist articulation because of transformation. It's got a hinged shoulder with a ball hinge, ball jointed elbow, swivel wrist, ball jointed hip, hinge knee, and rocker joints for the ankles, which is very cool. And I don't really mind that he has such big feet, because they help balance balance the figure when he's carrying the Energon Blast or whatever you call it, disc launcher. Okay. Paint apps on this one is amazing. I like the Decepticon purple that they've used. The camera is showing it as a blue. I don't know why, but it's appearing as blue on camera. Let me know if it's purple. But it is really a nice Decepticon purple. Insecticon, not like a little bit lighter than the G1 purple for Insecticons, but it's a nice Decepticon purple. The insect arms on his back really they have a hinge and a ball joint. The claws don't really move, and it's interesting that these claws aren't actually claws in alt mode. In insect mode, they're actually the wings. The instructions have him with the chest plates down, giving him boobies, but the Photoshop on the packaging actually have them up here. So I'm going to stick with this transformation instead of the official one on the instructions. So with that, some kibble here, which you can actually hide, which is very nice. And just really an overall brilliantly designed figure. I'm just thoroughly impressed with this robot mode. I mean, if you're a big fan of the Insecticons, I hated the Insecticons back in G1. There were just so many of them. But over the years, I've learned to really appreciate and really like the Insecticons to the point that I'd regretted not buying the Toys R Us exclusive reissue of the G1 Insecticons. Anyway, so to transform him is kind of tricky. So parents, if you're giving this particular toy to your kid, might want to pay attention. First thing you want to do, go ahead and fold down his boobies. Go ahead and extend the forearm blades, which actually form his thorax. I mean, this is the insect butt, literally. Go ahead and rotate it this way. All right. Rotate the head backwards, and then close this cavity right there. The instructions tell you to raise the antennae, but if you watch G1 Insecticons, the antennae is pointed forward. Go ahead and detach this piece. This is kind of tricky. You might just want to sort of get your fingernail in there and then untab that like that, just a little bit. And it splits up this part, his torso. What you want to do next is go ahead and straighten up the legs. You want to rotate the thighs, then rotate the feet. All right, and then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and split that up, and the headpiece, you want to go ahead and take it back down yet again, like that, and go all the way around back and prop it up like that. Kind of confusing in the beginning, but you'll get the hang of it. All right. Rotate the arms this way, and then you form the rear end of the insect. Come on. Like that. And then they tab in these pieces together. On my copy of the figure, it does not tab in well. I don't know why. But anyway, that's that. Next thing you want to do, you want to go ahead and do this. The instructions aren't too clear on the way the hip joints transform. They just tell you to do it this way, but you actually have to flip this part of the torso, that half of the torso. You got to flip it like that, and that piece sort of rests over here, like that. The instructions tell you to do that, but you got to flip it out like that and sort of nestle those pieces right there. And then rotate these pieces. And this is the drawback I can see with this particular figure. When you transform him into beast mode or insect mode, there's really no places to tab his legs onto. I mean, you're literally left with your creativity as to how you want to position the legs. You can follow what the pictures on the box say, but extend the insect legs like that, and they're just really left hanging like that. There's really no place to tab the feet in, and kind of sucks because he feels a little bit loose in insect mode. But I checked the instructions. The instructions don't really say anything. They don't say much as to how to really tab these things in, and I don't know. There should be a way to stabilize the legs, but I haven't figured it out. But the way I've done it is just to have these two pegs right there, just sort of go into those holes of his legs and sort of bend the legs a little bit, and then have these just hanging right here, like that. So kind of weird, and I think that's the drawback. And then they just position the arms this way and that way, and then the blades, his swords, they also actually have a 3mm peg which clips on here on the arms, on the insect arms, which actually form the wings. So just like that. And there you have it. There is What is wrong with the lighting again? And there is Kickback in his insect mode. He's supposed to be, I think, a grasshopper or a locust. Um, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks nice as a display piece, but when you're gonna play with it, it's kind of loose, and that makes me give him a 9 out of 10. But again, the figure is fantastic, and I do hope Hasbro makes a shrapnel and a bombshell, even if it's a retool of this particular mold. And I'm gonna buy it just to complete the trio. Now, the instructions don't really say where to put this weapon, his weapon in alt mode. I've checked instructions and the packaging. The pictures don't show where to put this. They kind of look like, I don't know, insect legs. So I was kind of hoping they would fit somewhere here. Underneath or whatnot, but there's really no place. I don't know if anybody has figured out how to store the weapon. Please do tell me in the comment section below. I suppose you could get creative if you could turn his hand like that and just have him hold the weapon like that. I suppose that could work, but really, it's not doing the figure any justice. I mean, there should have been a way to connect the weapon. But what I'm glad about is that the weapon does not become part of the insect. I mean, I hate those that insect part to transform. The one part just becomes a weapon, and that's just a cop out for me. So a little bit interesting for me. Not happy that it cannot be stored, but in a way happy that it's not a part of the alt mode that gets removed to become a weapon. Yeah, I suppose you could somehow mount it here. Yeah, right there. Yeah, I suppose that could work. Anyway, but he makes one side heavy. So anyway, there you go, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this video review. Catch me on YouTube on FX France and Chefatron. I do post videos on Tech Sushi. Follow me on Twitter, Keek, and Instagram. And I hope you liked this video review. If you did, please click the thumbs up icon, share it with your friends. Let me know what you think. This has been the Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Deluxe Class Kickback. Thanks for watching.